I'm making this very simple video just to show off every look that I've done so far for Indiana Jones. Just kind of give an update of where I'm at on my Indiana Jones cosplay journey. Um, I do want to say I've pretty much stolen this idea from Caleb. You can go check out his video because he does pretty much the same thing that I'm about to do. Also, I guess I'm stealing from a lot of people, but I'll put up a few cards for the people that you should check out first before you check out this one. But other than that, I'll run through, Raiders, Doom, a little bit of Crusade, and then maybe a couple outfits for any that aren't necessarily the jacket and the hat. All right, so next up we have my Marshall College slash professor gear. The glasses were just something I found at a local store. I went to a Kohl's and looked around for 5 minutes and I found a pair that matched the style well enough. If you really want to, you can go and get the Magnolia glasses. Those were around $80, and right now I just didn't want to spend that much money for them. Eventually down the line, I probably will. The suit, I went to one of those cheapo discount suit websites, and honestly, it's perfectly fine. The shirt was just cream shirt I got at Savers, and the tie was actually it was probably the most difficult out of everything. I'll put a link for it down below so that it's a lot easier for other people to get it. Again, you could go to Magnolia and get a completely accurate tie for like $50, but this is more of a budget thing. So this was just Amazon. I'd looked around for a while and I eventually found something that looked good enough. But I'll make sure it's a lot easier for anyone else who's trying to recreate that. And then the shoes, I'm just wearing my Aldens because, I don't know, they're just nice leather boots. So you can see the tie here. It's of course dark green, and it has those spots on it, and they're supposed to be alternating red and yellow, but I figured this works well enough from far away. The suit, you can see it has that plaid pattern, but really it's supposed to be more like I forgot the term, but it's more like a arrow type stitching. It's also supposed to be more of a wool suit. Has more of a silk texture to it. And also there's supposed to be an opening here across the back. And then I'll also give you a look. So these glasses are actually tinted, but I was more looking at the lens shape. They have the gold trim. I feel like this came out much better than I really thought it could have, and I think from a distance it works good enough for Marshall College. Alright, so starting things off, plain and simple, we got Raiders. I've got Alden's, some What Price Glory pants and shirt that I've repainted the buttons. This is Franklin Pratt strap on the original gas mask bag. I've weathered this myself and put some conditioner on it and darkened it a bit. I've also got a Franklin Pratt holster, which I've also weathered myself. Just a random Etsy seller. I think they're actually I can't remember the name of the company, but apparently they're a really unreliable web seller. But when I was first starting getting gear, I got their belt. I kind of want to get a new one, but just for now, this works. Whip is 9-foot Trinity Raiders. Strap, I believe, is Franklin Pratt. Might be mistaken on that. Hat is at Vintage Streets of Cairo. The jacket is just random Amazon find that I really hope I can replace. For a standard Raiders look, I'm pretty happy with it. Streets of Cairo, really simple, just no jacket, and I've rolled up the sleeve, and that's pretty much it. And the hat works much better for this, kind of in between Low of Souls and Cairo. It's just in the old man's apartment, which is basically just no gun belt, no satchel, and just with the glasses. Unless you're doing post-smoke to death, but there's no glasses, but that's pretty much it. The Well of Souls slash Flying Wing look, which is really easy because all I have to do is put on gloves, and that's pretty much it. That's really for kind of everything after Cairo. I mean, that's really all you need to do for the truck chase, and um, that's pretty much it for Raiders. I could do the Bantu win, but that's basically just the same as no gloves. Oh, there's one more thing though. All you need to do for Lincoln Bar is just have the gloves, zip up the jacket, and you don't need the petrol. But now, I think that's everything for Raiders, so let's move on to Temple of Doom. Alright, so starting off Temple of Doom, we've got the Club Obi-Wan suit. This isn't 100% accurate, it's just kind of something I threw together. Pretty simple, cream coat, black pants and vest and tie, and then just a white shirt. Technically these buttons need to be black. It's also supposed to be a wingtip shirt, not a regular collar shirt. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty happy. This is just a fake flower with bobby pinned to the jacket pocket. But it was pretty simple to put together, and honestly, anyone can do it for a pretty low amount of money. Alright, so I went and grabbed all my temple gear. Still reusing a lot of stuff from Raiders, mostly just shirt, pants, and the jacket. But now, of course, the hat's much different. I'm using another Ed Vintage. This is just an Ed Vintage Temple of Doom that I've reshaped, just because I got it from a secondhand seller. The bag strap is actually an old What Price Glory strap that I've turned inside out, so I'll show you that here. So this was the original side with the original texture. I didn't really like it as a Raider strap because it was much too dark. So I figured until I get a new one, I turn it inside out and scratch it up and use it as a temple strap. And I feel like for now it works pretty well. The gun belt rig is a Spade Archer, just the whole thing. I love this holster. I honestly feel like Spade Archer makes the best Doom holsters out there. They really get the shape, and the leathering on it is just beautiful. Nothing else really besides those few things. Kept them both the same. So that's pretty much it for the basic Doom look, or like the village look, is what you could call it. So this is really just my simple Hancock dinner look. Eventually I need to get a new jacket and tie because I'm just reusing stuff that I've already used before. So honestly, all you need to do for this look is just get a good tweed jacket and a tie that actually looks the part instead of just reusing a different one. That's pretty much it for this. Alright, so I've actually only changed one thing here besides taking off the jacket, and that's just flipping the bag to the other side. Now technically, this is like freeing the slave children, so before it indicates sleeve ripped off. This is really as far as I'll probably go for Doom, at least for now, like as far into the movie. But just weird that in a few shots in that scene, there's the bag strap on the other side. But if you really don't want to do it that way, you can just as easily flip the bag around and have it on the right side, which it is for most of the scene. I just think it's interesting to switch it up for a few different things. But overall, this is pretty much all I've changed for that scene. So this is just Return to the Village at the end of the movie. I didn't want to take the time to bandage up my hand, mostly because I don't want to waste the little gauze that I have on it. But I mean, it's pretty simple. Just no back strap and no gun belt rig. And that's about it. Alright, so next up we got Last Crusade. Now honestly, this is more just mashing together my Raiders and Doom gear because I haven't really focused on Last Crusade at all. And there's just a little bit of overlap between Temple of Doom and Last Crusade. So that's the only reason I'm actually able to do this. Besides the tie, which was just, I figured I should get it sooner than later. But really, all that's changed is I put on the tie. The web belt's different, so we've got a lighter tan now. But in terms of general Last Crusade, this is kind of what I would go for. Alright, so basically all I've done is taken off my bag and my gun belt. And this is just if you want to do a casual Broomwald Castle, after Indy's been captured. When he's tied up in the chair with his dad, he doesn't have his satchel or his gun belt. Alright, so this is the last one I can do without the bag and this, everything else. This is just the Zeppelin look. Technically there's like 2 or 3 looks because I don't want to do the trench coat. This is when he's, Indy's sitting down with his father and they're discussing the 3 challenges. So this is just no satchel, no gun belt, just base clothing and the glasses. Alright, last up for Crusade is, I don't want to call this like everything after he's not wearing the tie, just because I've specifically put the bag strap over the jacket because this is more of a tank chase. And because of editing, when Indy is hanging off of the blown off gun barrel, his bag strap somehow goes over his bag and hangs off there. So this is technically like the 3 shots that Indy actually wears the bag strap over the jacket. But if I just put it underneath, then it'd be pretty much everything else when he's not wearing the tie. Basically everything from once they reach the desert to the end of the week. And that's pretty much it. Actually, there is one more thing that makes wearing the bag strap over the bag very easy to do. And that is the end of the movie. Now, if you don't know, I actually didn't know this. It was pointed out to me by my good friend Jacob. Indy does not wear his bag in the closing of the movie once they escape the Grail Temple as it collapses. And that is because the Grail Knight actually slices the bag and it falls off of it. Now, you can't really see it on the ground, but you can see that when the Grail Knight swings and he jumps back. From then on, he does not wear the satchel, which is basically supposed to be that the bag has been cut off and it is lying in the Grail Temple forever. Even though he's technically supposed to have the same bag strap in Crystal Skull, but it's Indiana Jones who cares about continuity in the clothes. So that's just one more thing that you can do when you wear the bag strap over. But everything else is pretty much the same to the end of the movie.
Well, those are all the versions of Indy's gear that I have so far, and I'll probably have better and just more to come in the future. But right now, thanks for watching, and thanks for getting me to 1,000 subs, guys. It really is amazing. I mean, it really is so cool to know that there are 1,000 people out there who enjoy the things that I put out. And, well, I'll see you guys later.